2, 13, 12. Hello, guitar players who want something for their desk. We're talking desktop amp, not necessarily beginner amp, which it can be if you're a beginner with a couple of bucks in your pocket, but we're talking about pretty much one of the desktop amps out there, which used to be the Yamaha THR series. Now it's the THR II, and they added loads of things. I never had the honor of playing one of the THR ones. Everyone raved about them because it's the amp that you put on the desktop in like your lawyer's office or your doctor's office or your dentist's office or your whatever office. You might be an insurance salesman, or the kitchen or the bedroom or your living room. Because they're lightweight, they're small, and they do sound quite phenomenal, actually compared to a lot of other modeling amps out there. How they do it, who knows? But we'll find out how good they really are. They sent me all three, or I don't know, there might be more. They sent me 3 of the new THR IIs. For weeks and weeks and weeks, I've been trying to get all the stats right, talk to them over and over. So by the way, Yamaha is paying for this video. We really try to get all the stats in my head, but I don't know if they're still in there. So there's a THR X, clocking in at right now, 319. The THR X II, no, wait, that's wrong. There's a THR X II, 319. There's the THR X II wireless at 419 because it's got a battery, and the THR 30, the THR 32, no, the THR 230. Oh, wireless, clocking at 479, which is the thing that we're going to test. That's on the table. But I've played the 10 also, and I left the non-wireless one in the box so we can actually see what's in the box. So this is the one that does need its power supply. Wireless doesn't just mean that you can use the wireless relay system from line 6, which we'll get to. It also means that it actually is wireless. It doesn't need the power supply. This one, however, does. So comes like this. There's a manual in the box as well. Nicely packaged in lots of stuff that's not good for the environment. Why don't you do this with cardboard, Yamaha? As I say to all the other manufacturers, that's a lot of trash that we don't need. So this is very lightweight, very small, and pretty damn sexy. This is metal. It's not plastic, which is actually way cool. Little rubber feet here. And this really only has USB out. You can record with this. We're going to get to those sounds, and they're pretty damn good later. And the 15-volt input. And that's it. So, well, we'll see how it differs from the 30. So this one has a knob to select the amp model. Oh, how do we do this? Knob to select the amp model. Gain, master, bass, middle, treble. Effect, which is flanger, phaser, tremolo, and chorus. And then reverb, which also includes a delay. Then there's the guitar volume, and here we get into it, the audio, which means that's the volume coming from Bluetooth. You can use this as a Bluetooth speaker, and it's a good one. Input for the guitar, phone so you can play silently, and aux in case you don't want to use Bluetooth, which is great because, you know, some people just want to plug in something old school. So it looks like it's pretty much doing all of it. I was not prepared. This is the THR II. I ran into my ears. We'll get to those later. The THR II W, so that's the wireless one. That is heavier. Well, it's got a built-in battery. Other than that, if you look at it, it's all the same. Oh, tuner as well. Looks exactly the same on the back. There's nothing different other than it can run on batteries. Now, how long does it run on batteries? I hooked it up, actually the 30, to my iPad, let YouTube run, and pumped Bluetooth in here at a decent volume, and it was over 4 hours. I lost track after 4 hours, but I'm thinking 4 hours to go to the park, or actually a rehearsal, or actually a small show, or a birthday party, or busking in the street. 4 hours, pretty good, okay? I don't know if the 10 will last longer, but 4 hours for the 30 is pretty decent. Now, everything that the 30 can do, the 10 can do, but for some of the stuff, you might need the app, and we're going to look at the app. So if we're going to look at the 30 over here from the top, you can see that it has more modes. So there's classic, boutique, and modern, which will give all these amp sounds a different version. So there's green, blue, and red. And in addition to all these electric amps, there's bass, acoustic, and flat, in case you want to pump something different through it that's not a guitar. The 10s have exactly the same thing. 5 user memories. And to pair the Bluetooth, you have to hold button number 4 and 5. And if you look on the 30, no idea why they did that, there's actually a separate button for the Bluetooth. Kind of strange. But all the other stuff is the same. The other thing in here is it's got, other than the USB out, which is for editing or running it as an audio interface, there's actual 1/4-inch outputs to record with it. So again, the sounds are the same. If you really want me to, I can put it on the table and compare. The 30 sounds a little bit fuller, and I'm gonna get into which one you should buy, well, at the end. In terms of size, if we look at it, you can see that, yeah, the 10 is smaller, but really, really not that much smaller. It's really kind of not worth it in terms of saving space. So, we're getting into sounds. Oh, I completely forgot everything that you saw at the beginning. I'm sorry. Thank you to my fan Nick, who came with his dad, spent a whole day here. That kid's been playing guitar for like, I don't know, a year or two, and he bought one of my signature guitars, and I invited him to the studio. I'm like, dude, let's get some clips of you playing that Yamaha thing, and we had a blast. So the cool thing about the wireless is that it can be wireless. It doesn't come with wireless. If you want it to be wireless, you have to purchase the Relay G10 transmitter from line 6. Which charges in the amp. So if we go to the amp and see from the top, all you got to do, See, it says wireless ready. You plug it in, and it automatically charges. Now let's talk about that for a sec. While we're at it. It charges, look at this, it knows that it's in the guitar with this little switch. So when you plug it in, a guitar, or any kind of jack, this switch goes down and turns the transmitter on. That's how it knows that it's supposed to be on and preserve battery when it's not plugged in. Now, when you're plugging it into the amp, it charges. But the amp, after a while, says, look, I want to turn off because I want to conserve energy. As soon as the amp turns off, this will not be charged anymore, but it's still on because it's, pluggy-inny. That thing is pushed down. So that means it will drain. So the best thing that Yamaha could do, if you ask me, is on that input right here, make a little bit of a hole so that this plugs into an empty spot and therefore isn't actually on when it's charging. It won't make sense. It's a tiny little fix. I could even easily do this with a drill a hole, and then it's not on while charging, which also means it won't drain. So the way that you have to do it, once it's charged, you have to go, oh, wait, let's pull this out. You have to pull it out of your amp as soon as it's charged, otherwise it'll drain. I tried to film this video twice, but couldn't do it because it was empty. So you plug it in the guitar, and there's a sound. So what are you hearing? That's the important part. Does it make sense to mic this amp? No, it does not. Because this is not an amp you're likely gonna mic. It is actually a full range system that's playing speaker simulations. So if you want to work with this in a live situation, which you can if you really desire to, have this right high up near you so you can hear it, because it's not going to be brutally loud like a band, but it's possible to play this in a hotel lounge. You're going to plug it in with the quarter inch anyway. So the way that I want you to hear it is I want you to hear it like I'm hearing it, sitting in front of a disc. For that, I have the 3DO, something, I don't know what they're called, binaural microphone ear things. So this is exactly where you would be. Go to the favorite cam. Or there. Oh, see? It's exactly where you would sit in front of a desk. And I urge you, please, 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 put on headphones. Because with headphones, I tested it, you will hear the amp exactly the way that I'm hearing it now. Okay? So let's go through a couple sounds. I'm going to take echo and effect down. That's an amazing clean. You dial in a little bit of reverb right there, a little bit of spring. What I love about it is that Yamaha didn't go and give you any kind of classic amp names. There's no Marshall, there's no Fender, there's no Brown, there's no anything. It's just what they're supposed to do, which makes you focus on the music and not how close is the THR to a vintage Plexi. Who cares? It's a desktop amp. It's supposed to give you good sounds. And all around, they're balanced and they're good. So I can go have echo and reverb. then you could have a big hall. And then, of course, you can have some chorus. It's stereo. How cool is that? Flanger. Of course, for flanger, we kind of need some crunchy stuff. And a beautiful tremolo. Which we should be able to tap. Now we cannot, no clue how you change the speed other than, or probably in the app, but you can tap the echo. Let's make that louder. The point is you get to the results you want really quickly. Of course, there's a tuner, so you hold this in, and then there's a tuner. So, let's go lead. What do I play leads over? So you just get out your phone, find your favorite jam track, connect it to the amp, which is relatively easy. And then you just push the Bluetooth button, your phone sees it. And we're at my buddy Tom James from Elevated Jam Tracks, and then you noodle. Elevated Jam Tracks, check him out. Tom James, great guy. So this is that easy, and you simply get the mix by, juggling the audio and the guitar, and that's it. Or if you just want to actually watch TV through it, it's easy. It's a great speaker. Now, how loud does it get? it's freaking simple as well. This is not plugged in right now. This is all wireless. I can literally take this wherever I want to. And the guitar too. That's $100 extra, just to let you know. So on the 30, let's get all this down. Go through a couple sounds here. Again, we have the clean with gain. We have the crunch. We have the lead. We have the high gain. Which I might also use for lead, and then special, whatever that means. It plays beautifully. By the way, there's also a little thing that if you don't want this to stick out like this, you have an adapter that comes with it. And then it can go around the corner somehow. But that's... no, don't do that. So, now with the app, I can also, on the others, go to Boutique, which now gives me a whole new range of sounds. Much more midzy. Lead compared to and I don't have bass. I mean, I do have bass, but let's not go that far. Ooh, this is like an acoustic simulation. Not bad at all. It and flat. Nobody needs that. That rhymes. Modern. That's not clean anymore. This is actually too much already. Too many options here. So here's the app on the amp. The app on the amp. There's quite a bit more that you can do in here. You can select the 3 different modes, and you can see how it changes, and it also changes on the amp. You can select whatever you want, but then you can see that the cab changes with it. So let's say on the crunch, I don't want the 212. Let's listen to that. You can see how it changes in the app. You can go and actually select a different cab. You can go, and by the way, you can put this on all the 5 user memories, and you do that at the bottom here. You say which one you want. But there's more. There's a compressor that you can turn on. Which is very nice. Which you can't do on the actual amp. And again, this applies to all the THR2s. There's a gate. Listen to this. All of a sudden, the amp is quiet. And now there's a little bit of hiss. You can turn the effect on, say which one you want right here. How do you do this? There. Tremolo, chorus, whatever you want. You can do this all from here, and you have a lot more parameters. Speed, depth. There's the speed for the tremolo, for example. And then on the echo. So, very cool, just a lot more control than you have on the actual amp. And that's it. And then you just save it to one of the 5 memories and you're good. And again, remember, this is something you have for all the amps. So the difference is pricing and whether or not it's got a built-in battery and is capable of wireless and whether it sounds bigger or smaller. Now, before I go into how the 30 sounds recorded with the 2 TRS outputs, let's do this test. Let's do the clean right here. Classic clean. I'm gonna turn this off. Turn the 10 on. No idea how you pair it, but I'm gonna go with, let's plug it in. That's it. You pair, that's how you pair that. So let's see. Compared. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit boxy, a little bit more boxy, I'm going to say, than the 30, but still pretty damn nice when it comes to a desk amp. It's not even tied to a power thing. So let's check out what it sounds like recorded. Those sounds for direct, for a modeler, are pretty damn good. These are absolutely usable for any kind of demo, home recording, all that stuff. So for recording, this is absolutely recommended. Again, at the price point. So did I mention that? I don't know if the back camera can see that, Leslie. Check that. Did I mention that? No, you can't see that. It's lit from the inside, and it's actually like has light coming out of it. A little bit of like red LEDs. We can't see that. These are fun. You get to the sound you want quickly. With the app, oh my God, a lot more options. All the sounds there. Make yourself 5 presets. Good. Jam. I actually enjoyed watching YouTube videos in Netflix with this as my speaker. So it's a great speaker actually to have in your office for your computer. It's probably going to be way better than whatever you have sitting on your computer. And have I mentioned that it's battery powered and lasts over 4 hours? With the phones and the aux in and the Bluetooth and the app and the battery power and the optional wireless, which is nice, there's very little not to like about this. Is it something you can gig with? Depends on the kind of gig. Do you want to put a mic in front of it? I wouldn't. That's what these are for. But then again, only on the 30. Now, that is what I want to actually say. My recommendation is, at $319, getting the THR II 10 or THR X II, I don't know, without the battery built in, it is a good option for when it's always in the same location. What I love about this is I can take this into the living room, take this, and not even worry about all the cabling, just play. And then the next day, I can noodle in the kitchen a little bit, or I can go over to Leslie's house and play there. So go into the yard and play there. I mean, there's a lot of really cool things being untethered. I really like this. Now, if you have it in one location, go for the one that's, not battery powered. But if you're going for the €419 for the battery powered one, put in the extra money and go for the 30. It's only this much bigger, and it does sound quite a bit fuller. Now, that's $479 for a desk amp. Is it a beginner amp? I don't want to call it that, because it's at that price point and quality point, it's not necessarily meant for beginners. If you're a beginner with money, go get it. This is a great beginner amp. But it's great for practice and for actually playing small gigs, and for a jazz guy just to make his jazz box a little bit bigger by giving a little bit more oomph. There are a lot of uses for this, especially given that it's battery powered. Busking on the street with this, holy crap, yes, go for it. Killer sounds. A lot of stuff to like. The price is a little bit cringy. A little bit. It's in ways justified, but of course you're going to look at the competition. Everyone's going to say, "Oh, but I can get like a Katana for it." Look, the Katana is amazing. $379, you get a 100 watt 112 combo. But that's a 112 combo. That's a different idea. This is not going to sit under your desk and then on your desk for your 1 hour lunch break. This is, okay? You're not going to take the Katana into the street. It needs power. You're not going to take the Katana into the woods for a little, fun jam session. Whatever. You will with this. This is great. The wireless Relay G10 transmitter. But it does then all of a sudden bring the price. Yeah, it will bring the price to quite a bit over $500. But it's cool. So if money is the one thing you're bitching about, then it's kind of an Apple thing. Apple stuff's really, really good, except for the price. All of it is amazing. You're going to have to deal with the price point. That's the price point Yamaha's setting. That's their target audience, people with that much money. What can we do? It is fun. You get to the sound you want quickly, you practice, you actually make music, and you don't deal with bullshit on an amp. I can highly support the THR series. And go like this about the pricing. I'll put links below. Thanks Yamaha for commissioning these videos. Thanks Leslie for switching. And animals at the end.